Hello and welcome to this video where we'll look at 4 ways of creatively processing drums and beats with granular synthesis. We'll be using Arbhar with its V2 firmware from Instruo. Let's check out what's to come. This video is sponsored by Instruo. Now I've just been up at Instruo's headquarters and you may have seen my Instruo HQ tour. That's flashing around on screen somewhere and that's linked below if you'd like to go watch it. Now while I was at Jason's, I got a little sneak peek of Arbhar V2, but I also got to play Jason's drum kit in his studio and I captured that just with recordings on my phone. So yes, these are going to be phone recordings of a loud drum kit in a studio, but they came out quite nicely and the phone's compression can really add a bit of beef to those beats. So let's dive in with these patches. So here we've got this rather lazy beat and I'm doing this kind of grain sidechain if you like. I could come through the Arbhar here and then sidechain its output, but I much prefer to capture some drums in this instance because I'm really just going for this scattered percussive textural thing. And then actually sidechain or duck with an envelope follower the intensity of the grains. So here's the beat. It's coming into this filter. I'll unmute Arbhar. I just muted it in my mixer over here. Touch of reverb with a bit of positive voltage there on that mod input on the expander. And you can hear it ducking in and out. Do a negative envelope there into the grain intensity. Now if I remove the verb, I'll just show you what's in. But let's just move through hats, snare hits. So upping spray to scan across this already captured copy of my beat. I like those reversing downward forward ramp panning grains there. Shorter lengths. Pitch down a little bit. And we'll go full octave up, grain shifting on that pitch mod. And it's just full on kind of granular chaos. And then patch in this negative envelope. Just pulling this intensity down when the drums hit. Let's bring that back into the mix. This is really heavy-handed. For the sake of this example, what I might do is pitch this up, drop the level, just getting this kind of granular scatter between the beats. So here's my beat coming in through Arbhar. It's fully dry. We could still use a little voltage on this slider here. Wash out into blissful ambience with the frozen reverb. Now let's capture this into this buffer here. And we're going to use this to create a wavetable based bass voice. We don't have to fill the buffer, although I pretty much have there. And here we are fully wet. And we can hear these scatterings of sound. As we take the hold length control all the way anti-clockwise, it crossfades into a wavetable mode. And we use scan to pull out single cycle waveforms from this capture. And we could use a fault per octave signal to actually use this like an oscillator. Adding in a keyboard here that I'm just going to play live. Just play that along with the beat. Bringing it back in the dry wet. Just add a touch of verb. Positive voltage. Into mod there, giving a bit of added wetness. And the thing that I love about this is how quick it is to just get that sound captured and playing around. Now the strike will give us a basic envelope into VCA style note. So if I patch my keyboard gate input to strike here, its pitch is still going to the volt per octave. Arbhar is now a full voice. Let's find a different sound here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Pitch it down even further. Intensity back all the way down. So it's only strike controlled. So there we have it. Arbhar as a wavetable voice, captured from drums, accompanying the drums in that mix. Gated and volt per octave controlled. So again, here's another beat with me playing on Jason's kit up at Instruo HQ. And in this patch, I'm going to capture the beat and use it to repurpose the sounds and create additional kind of live played, live striked, grain-based percussion. So capture. That's plenty of audio in there. Going fully wet. Say pick out the hi-hat there. There's the hat, and then pitching this up. Play this along. As a new percussive layer. Now we'll find another sound in here. Now we could just clap along and create some additional layers that way. Go fully wet, just hit capture again. I've removed my drums, and this is now the internal microphone routing through to the input. So the far end of this buffer we have some clap sounds. Bringing the beat back in, intensity down. And of course, if this beat was something that you'd clocked and triggered and sequenced from your modular, or even just for some free sequencing, free timing against a loop, or loop-derived clocks, you could be triggering this rather than playing it from the button and building up these extra layers, either through capturing sound in the microphone, or capturing the drum sound itself. So here we're going to look at turning Arbhar into a kind of granular delay, and this might be familiar to those that have used some other granular modules that just live process audio without the need to capture or freeze an audio buffer. Now we're going to go into preset 4, which has follow mode and some other settings suitable for this. Currently got nothing in here. I'll leave this fully wet so we're not just listening to these drums, and we simply hit shift, capture, strike to go into this preset mode. We can page up and down the different settings. It's a second page there shown by 1, 2 or 3 LEDs, and whichever one is moving. And then these become our preset selection. So we'll just go up to 4 and hit shift twice to load that preset. and it loads and kicks itself out into that preset mode. Now this follow mode actually gives this kind of circular buffer action where scan becomes like a playhead that can scan forwards, it can stall and just address a specific area, or even address backwards and reverse through this buffer. Now we need to record something into this buffer, and then we'll also continually trigger it to keep it open, like this live input granular delay. So I'm going to first hit capture. And I'm going to patch the trigger output, which is an end of trigger, so when this reaches its end, it's re-triggering this capture constantly. We could use this almost like a time stretching, some interesting time stretch type effects. But I just want some kind of scanning, scattery granular delay action to mix over my dry sound. Dub would allow feedback to be coming in here, do more traditional delay-like effects. Let's add some modulation. These kind of gestural, strange granular delays. So how are you processing drums in a creative way, a conventional way, using granular or otherwise? I'd love to hear how you like to process drums in a Euro rack system specifically, so leave a comment and let's chat below. You can support me on patreon.com/DivKid to gain access to store discounts, the DivKid community Discord, exclusive videos, PDF patchbooks and beyond. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.